like SOS has like any chance of losing, right? I mean,
it really is, to be totally honest. It's like, I don't think so. The map is Maze as well. Maze. So
Maze? that's a thing that I have completely forgotten about until you just mentioned that. And you know what? I think this map is really good for Terran.
You're holding that true to your heart. We're going to see if it comes to fruition here.
That's the only edge he might have. I mean, Marine King pulled an upset on Maze, and I voted for him that day. And
wasn't that when a Zerg like tried to knight us in his main? And
no, against a Protoss player, against like Classic or something. I can't remember. He like the Protoss player hit a base and then just died in Marine King's pressure. You were casting it by yourself because I had to step off the stage.
Ah, yes,
moment.
Okay, yeah.
It was that game.
Yeah.
See, Terran map, calling it.
Well, aLive here has only played one game and he lost it in this season of Pro League.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Maze is definitely a funny map, and that's the only thing that I could even try to give to aLive here, going up against such a legend as SOS. The map is loaded. Let's go into what may be our final game between JINAIR and MVP.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the bottom left in the green for JINAIR Green Wings, it is $O$. What?
Sadplane.jpg?
No, that's Gladplane, man.
Oh, that's the Gladplane. Okay, sorry. Over here to the bottom right in the teal. It's aLive for MVP. But, yeah, you're like, I don't know, Wolf, that was a smiley face. I'm like, oh, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That doesn't look sad at all, man.
I've only seen the sad plane, so there's a glad plane as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gladplane.jpg, the glad JINAIR plane.
Is that like an official team mascot, or did somebody make that on Paint at some point and post it on the
think
internet?
that's what happened, yeah. This guy is cheering for Kanata. I think that's a K at the beginning of the name, if I'm not mistaken, or no?
His ID normally has a C.
Oh, okay.
In English, written in English. But well, we're at close spawns here, which I think also makes this a better map for Terran because he can be aggressive a lot easier. Well, honestly, like there's a lot of theory crafting to be had here. I mean, we've only seen one PvT on this map, and I haven't even really seen it. So like,
yeah. Maze, a map that we've had a bunch here in round 3, but still pretty not figured out, especially for the different matchups, because we've seen so many PvPs where they just go air versus air, or like some timings, or the weird game that we had yesterday between Hush and Hero, where the attack out of Hero just didn't quite work, and it kind of just ended the game once Hush got the Blink Stalkers. But this is going to be totally different PvT. We saw Marine King pick apart Classic with his incredible Reaper micro, but we're going to have to see.
Yeah, this is I mean, it's going to be a while, too, before these two get into the real meat of this game, because it's Nexus first versus Command Center first.
Yeah, got to get into the real meat, like the sirloin, filet mignon. Not like the, the hot dogs. Nothing like that.
None of those. No
spam, like...
No spam, no bologna. Okay, not even really beef jerky, to be honest. Like, we're getting into the real meat. What's your favorite meat?
Just, you mean like type of meat, like chicken or?
Yeah.
Probably beef. A very, very slight winner over chicken, and then pork's my least favorite.
So if you had to eat a steak, how would you have it cooked?
I usually get a medium well.
Medium well.
I know, like, the big steak lovers, they love to go with, like, the medium rare or something a little bit more rare, but I am not, like, a big steak guy. I'm not, like, a steak connoisseur. So I just like my meat, like, cooked. I don't know.
I started with rare because, and I'll tell you the story. This probe gets denied, but he sees the location in the build. You know the game company Rare that made, like, James Bond, GoldenEye, 007, Banjo-Kazooie, Perfect Dark, etc. Really good company. had the same name as Rare for the steak, and I was a kid, right? So I was like, you know what? I like Rare, like I like Golden Idol 07, so I want my steak Rare. So I started eating my steaks Rare. Then I moved into my older age into medium rare, and then medium well. Like I do sometimes medium rare, medium well, depending on my mood. But I moved more towards a well-cooked steak the older I got.
That's pretty interesting. I don't know. Like, did you know the meaning behind rare, or did you just? Like,
I had no idea. Well, I asked my dad or something, and he was like, "Oh, that's all fine. Like, you probably won't tell the difference anyway." So I was like, "Oh, okay." I mean, you know, Diddy Kong Racing was pretty cool. So like, you know,
that game was sick, man.
Diddy Kong Racing. What character did you play?
I don't remember.
What?
I just remember the game was amazing.
How do you remember the game was amazing, but you don't remember what character you played?
I think I may have just played Diddy Kong.
You probably played Timba, because everybody played Timba, the tiger.
No, I didn't play the tiger.
Oh, okay. Well, I played Drumstick once I unlocked him, but anyways, we have a Twilight Council and a Robotics going down here. So covering all the tech bases right now is SOS.
Yeah. Gonna have to see if he uses that to be super aggressive here. Right now, nothing out of the Twilight Council just yet, but puts down a Dark Shrine right when he gets that 150 gas. So looks like he may go for some DT drops here with the Robo.
Yeah. And let's see how well this goes. Like, he set up this pylon here to warp DTs over the wall, I guess, and then to pick them up in the warp prism, so that timing works out a little bit faster that way. So you didn't have to actually warp them in with the warp prism. And warp prism is on the way, so you are correct. I think DT drop a really good build for the map. Any sort of island map or a map that's got a longer rush distance by ground, this can be pretty tricky on, because you're probably not going to be expecting any sort of weird fast, like, you know, Phoenixes or Oracles on a map like this. So, you know, DTs could come in here and cause you some problems, because there's not going to be any turrets up. You know, he leaves just Marines here because he's like, oh, in case of Oracles or something weird, I want to have these Marines, but that's not going to be good enough. Oh, he's going to see the warp prism, though.
Oh, man.
I don't know if he actually saw it, though. That's the question.
That was at, like, the very end of the scan. We're going to have to see if he puts down the turrets here. If he does put down the turrets, then he did see it, but I don't think he saw it. That was at the very end of the scan. He probably watched it for a little bit, but then as it began to fade out, he was just like, oh, okay.
Oh, he sees it here, too?
Or Prism trying to be sneaky, like, it saw it, but it, like, tries to go out of the way. Well, the DT is warped in here, and it might be picked up. Yeah, it is going to be, and it's going to be lifted into the main base now.
I don't think aLive has any idea. I don't think he knows this at all. He's like,
oh, man,
just now moving these units in here. Now, remember, these Marines do not have combat shields. They will die to one shot to a DT. This turret's not going to finish here. He's going to have to make another one. No cancel on that, I should note. And he doesn't have a scan just yet. He's almost at enough energy, but he's just going to fight these Marines, try to protect the warp prism.
Yeah, does get the scan on this one, does lift the supply depot, is going to deny that DT.
I'm surprised he's not doing any more here. Okay, there he goes.
Yeah, he's going to deny that CC from getting up. Going to actually just beat on that guy for a while.
This is actually kind of terrible for aLive, because he's lost some SCVs, but that's not really the big story here. His third base is delayed. And, you know, the DT is going to escape. Oh, he misclicked it. That misrally. Oh, what?
Oh, my God.
No way.
No concussive shells. DT gets away. Scan wasted. Oh, man.
Oh, now he's just going to kill a reactor, or at the very least force a repair or some additional scanning. Makes another turret here. This is in the head of aLive. His third base is late. By the way, there's a third base already up for SOS that he can start mining from. He's doing the probe transfer right now. Kills a few SCVs and gets the reactor. I'm going to check that DT's kill count. DT has 12 kills on that DT. And he's going to kill this turret as well.
Yeah, turret
no
goes
cancel,
down.
Kills the SCV, 14 kills on that DT.
And the other DT that died earlier has a bunch more kills. And there's a follow-up with Blink, 2 forges, a third base, Colossi.
Another scan, another mule missed.
Oh, my God.
Double forges, like you said, the Blink to deny already delayed drops. 2 drops over here. And he's got to get out of there right away.
Yeah, Blink not finished yet, but it doesn't matter just yet. You know, in the positions, the drops are going to be pretty decent, but with how far behind aLive is right now, he's going to have to pull off some sick, amazing drops to get back in this game. He's going to have to kill like 20 probes.
He's going to have to do like that and kill a base. And Brendan, that, let me tell you, is no paltry task.
That is no paltry task.
I have to say, like, you know, at this moment in time, and being already down about 30 supply here, it's going to be a long, tough journey because his upgrade advantage is not going to last very long with double Chrono Boost being used on those forges. Since he has 3 Nexi, guarantee you he's going to be able to get that out comfortably. This third command center that he takes is going to be pretty safe for a while, so that's one thing he has going for him, but it's hard to say that that's going for him because the third base has already been up and safe for so long for SOS.
Yeah, and he's got Zealots in this drop. aLive did see that, and he did deny it, and he's going to protect that third base that's going down. But even over here, like, SOS is ready to take a 4th base. He's like, well, actually, it looks like he might just put down a bunch of pylons and block against these drops that are coming over.
Yeah, he's got a ton of vision on the map right now. And another Zealot drop goes in here.
Oh, God.
Killing those Marines, and he's got a warp in point as well. Could actually warp in a DT. That's exactly what he does.
Yeah, and there's not going to be any mining there for a while. Going to keep it there. I think aLive did notice.
I'm not sure, actually. Okay, he starts a turret just to be safe. Oh, yeah, he did notice. Okay.
There it is. Forces a scan. Not the worst thing in the world.
ETs can be kind of hard to keep track of, but he was on it. So already that upgrade advantage is lost, and 2-2 has started immediately. Can continue to Chrono Boost that and then get further ahead in upgrades.
Yeah, aLive just now puts down his second engineering bay here. War Prism gets a little bit too far ahead of itself, does go down.
I mean, let's be honest, he's not messing around with his defense this time. He's got 5 Marauders, a bunch of Marines. He has 2 turrets and a Viking. He's like, you are not dropping me at that base again.
Yeah, he's learned from the beginning of this game. He's like, no, I'll be ready for this. He's starting to get out his Vikings now, but there's already 4 Colossi in the map, so he's got to commit heavy to the Vikings, and he has to make the second starport now because he needs the medevac as well. He only has 4 medevacs with his army, which is pretty small if you look at it compared to the army of SOS.
Yeah,
look
not
at that.
good.
Like, oh.
Well, I mean, 4 Stalkers on the way here. He's just adding those in because he's like basically realizing, okay, I could pretty much go Blink, Stalker, Colossus on this map for a really long time. And by the time you have enough Vikings to deal with my Colossi, that's when I'm just going to make Archons. This looks like very Younghwa-esque what we're seeing here with just such an early advantage and then just going into almost pure Blink, Stalker, Colossi, holding your ground, holding your third base, never really attacking, just harassing, and taking a 4th base here.
Yeah. Making another Warp Prism here. Is starting to make, looks like he may warp, yeah, he does morph those into the Archons. So he's going to have Archons in this mix as well. Not going for the Storm just yet. Like you said, very Younghwa-esque, just very, very solid composition. Not much micro, just go ahead and attack. And SOS, he has a full view of this entire army, which is all together for aLive here. aLive doesn't have the time or the ability really to drop anywhere. He's just kind of stuck here in the middle on this awkward map, just blocked by so many rocks. He's like, well, I don't really know what to do. He does a nice drop over here, does force a pylon to go down. He's going to get a second one here.
If he canceled or targeted that Nexus at the very beginning, well, no, not even really. I was going to say maybe he could have forced a cancel on that. Instead, all he does is force a few Stalkers back home. Now he's going to kill this pylon. He's just picking off little things here and there. And when you're behind like this, I mean, this is all you can really hope for. Now, 2-2 is done here first for SOS before aLive is ready. Getting closer, but he's not there yet to his 2-2. And plus 3-3 is already starting to be Chrono Boosted out. He's going to pick off this Widow Mine, probably going to target down these rocks. He's using a crazy massive charge there on those Zealots.
Yeah.
This is always here for harassment, too.
Yeah, we're seeing SOS right now pretty much maxed out. And he has that Warp Prison over there for when he loses a couple of units, he's going to be able to warp in some of those units over there at the third base or the second base, and he's just waiting for the 3-3. He's playing very Creator-esque. He's just getting the double forge, getting his upgrades out, and just waiting until he has this massive army that is just going to be so hard to defeat with the superior upgrades, and he's just going to go for the attack. That's what I see happening in this game later on.
Well, I mean, this is part of why I feel this map can be somewhat Terran favored. I mean, just looking at this, look how much he has to go through before his Zealots, which are melee units, which are the beef of his army, as he switched out of the Blink Stalkers. He's got an army. Let me read it off to you guys. He has 26 Zealots and 11 Stalkers with 3 Archons and 5 Colossi. Archons are not melee units, but they also don't have a massive amount of range. So when he's in this situation, he has to charge all of his Zealots into rocks, so they get stuck into a choke point. There's Vikings in the air starting to pick off on your Colossi, so that's really annoying. And it's just very annoying for a Protoss player to actually get in and engage without going through all this meticulous rock destruction. It's like he's going through like a mining shaft or like trying to tunnel through a mountain just to get to his base.
He's trying to just blow up a bunch of dynamite to make a pathway to get there. Now he doesn't have an observer. He doesn't have an observer with this army. So if that Widow Mine could get a decent shot on a lot of those. Oh, okay, he does have the observer now.
Just hard to see it, yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to kill that guy. And we're seeing now that the 3-3 is done, Storm is about to finish as well. The shield upgrades as well are coming in, and SOS is looking pretty primed to take an attack here. It's going to be hard with those rocks not defeated just yet.
Yeah, this is just really tough. Just damaging those rocks a little bit, using the other rocks to make sure nothing can collapse on him in the middle of the fight, because that would be really scary. Guardian Shield goes up here, charging all of his Zealots in. Stalkers blink forward. He's got a decent amount of them to start targeting down those Vikings. And the Colossi at the back here not targeting as well as they could be, to be honest. And it looks like he is going to eventually clean up most of this army on the ground. The Viking count reduced to nothing. And with the next warp in the Zealots and all that bank, aLive is in some serious trouble here.
Yeah, we just saw a gigantic Orphan of Zealots just be able to push forward. It's 3-3 right now to the 2-2 of what aLive has with shield upgrades on the way. All the Colossi go down, but it just doesn't matter. The Gateway units are too strong right now. He's going to close that off there, using the rocks against aLive here, and now just kill everything over there while warping in the main base.
A massive warp in here in the main base, and aLive just can't be everywhere at once. You know, he's killed this base over here. Now, well, actually, the command center itself does survive for now, but he's killing every last SCV here, and that really hurts. Now a scan goes down in the main base. aLive is checking in there. He's like, how many gateways do you have? Because you just warped in so many Zealots in my main. The answer to that question is actually not shown on my structure tab, so I can't tell you guys. It's bugged out.
SOS is able to snipe down an engineering bay, not allowing aLive to get that +3, but I feel like at this point it just doesn't really matter. aLive's going to desperately try to take this fourth base, or rather third base now, as his fourth base did kind of go down over there with nothing mining, and he's going to be able to defend for now. But SOS is taking a fifth base. He's defending so well. He's just going to get this gigantic army once again and just go for the finishing push. aLive is going to go for a 3 medevac drop over here. It will do a lot of damage, kill a bunch of probes, kill all these cannons, and it's going to pull SOS all the way back.
Yeah, his Mothership Core is actually with his army. Not going to use it to use a Nexus Cannon, or actually it was not with his army. It was next to the Nexus. So he could have used that Nexus Cannon, but I guess he was looking elsewhere. Nexus goes down, but he's got another Nexus recompleted to the top left to actually make up for this. He's now got a 60 supply lead. Well, about 50, I guess. And he's making more and more Archons here. He's got so many Psystorms to use. Not really liking aLive's position here at all.
Yeah. We see a maxed out Protoss army with Archons, Colossi, Storm against this puny army of the Terran. We're going to see a blink forward. The Archons just do too much damage. And Storms goes down as well.
No Ghosts here, no Vikings. He is just crushing this army. Showing why JINAIR right now is also just the better team. Going to take the 3-0 win here today. And aLive taking some early damage from those DTs. Not really identifying the Warp Prism that was coming his way until it was too late. There are 11 Archons on the map right now. Thought I'd point that out.
Yeah, way too many big blue blobs here to count. And we're just seeing aLive trying to deal with his loss now. SOS is going to slowly push in here and kill all of the production buildings. And wow, from the beginning, it's just been too much for aLive to handle. SOS showing what it's like to go down with this guy, GG. And JINAIR takes it 3-0.
Nice, clean, and easy. And just see how these three players, and they're stacked up against like this, you know, these opponents really just dominate. I feel like the only match where MVP was reasonably expecting to win could be the one with DRG, but didn't go with that as according to plan. And the second match didn't either. The third one is a tough matchup. The fourth one is as well, with True playing against a Terran player. Keen, I mean, what are you going to do? It's just a tough lineup of players to hit.
Yeah. We're seeing now aLive in the booth. He was obviously not happy about that one. He was just torn apart from the beginning of that game to the end. From the beginning of the DT harass to the end with the 11 Archons. It was hard to watch for everybody a fan of aLive and of MVP. SOS just packing up his stuff. Says no big deal. Just another day, another game.
That sign was like, but I wrote this for you. It's still